Good afternoon, Lewis. Look, first of all, thanks very much for taking part in the Business Spotlight series. I'm going to hand it straight over to you to introduce yourself and what you do.
Cheers, Ed. Thank you for having me. Hello, anyone who's watching. So I'm Lewis Paris, founder and head trainer of Lewis Paris Fitness. And we service and offer a personal training, one-to-one personal training in all forms, online coaching, which can be hybrid or remote, alongside corporate wellness, where we dive in and focus on empowering the employees to be more productive and encourage team unity, alongside sportswear, where the main focus is to put on something that makes you feel confident and encourages self-belief for you to perform in this world. So our sort of mission is to inspire the nation, and the ethos is pushing you to greatness. And we believe everyone has the ability to be great. So that's my forte, and that's the mission I'm on and I'm trying to push out.
Excellent. And how long have you been doing that for?
I've been in the industry for 7 years, and the company's been running for 4 years now. So as of this month, it's our 4th birthday, so something to celebrate at the moment.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you.
And it obviously started then, sort of 2019, I guess, just a bit before COVID, basically.
Correct. Yeah, literally.
And how
Yeah.
was COVID a good thing or a bad thing for the business?
I'm a glass half full kind of guy, so I rarely look at the negatives when it comes to a situation. Why would I, when life is short, and there's someone who's in a worse off position than me? So I don't focus on that. So for me, it was just about how can I best adapt. I've got this company that's coming into its first year of business, as much as I've been a sole trader and done whatever prior. So for me, it was about how can I adapt to the current situation. The first 2 weeks of it, I didn't have a clue to what I wanted to do, and then after a while, I was like, okay, how can I use my platform to reach a wider audience, for one, and at the same time keep my community engaged? And I already had certain protocols in place where I was using a booking system that was already online. So I switched it up. So instead of the small group PT classes we used to run, instead of them being in person, we did it solely through Zoom on certain amounts of days. I was still seeing clients one-to-one over Zoom, and then I managed to pick up sort of different types of businesses throughout that, work with different corporate companies and people up and down the country, if not international. So I believe the benefit was just expanding the reach and exposing the brand to new markets, because everyone was at home. They spent more time on the internet. I guess my focus was just about how can I pull myself away from the crowd without losing my sort of authenticity and doing what everyone is doing, because I don't like to follow the crowd too much. I like to go against the grain. So it was difficult, but I saw the benefit in terms of I managed to work with companies. I launched my sportswear company, and then it allowed us to focus more on pinpointing and honing in and defining our online coaching. So it wasn't a bad thing necessarily.
Excellent. And in terms of the types of clients that you have, is there a typical type of person that you work with?
The answer is yes, and the answer is no. So I believe everyone can get into health and fitness. I need a coach. We all need a coach, right? We all need a PT, just to optimize your training and just make sure you're doing things specifically for your body. Our typical demographic is 28 plus, predominantly females. I think females are just more prone to wanting to have a coach compared to the male ego, we like to say, and more so people who, let's be real, have disposable income. They're more invested in their health, and they understand the importance of having a coach to get them where they want to be. They're more time focused, career driven. They have a family, or they like to travel. So it's not really as niche as people might think, as I believe that everyone should have the opportunity to train and work on themselves and build a better lifestyle. But that is the sort of core demographic when it comes to our one-to-one in-person PT, because it is an investment. We've introduced the online coaching so we can sort of downscale the price point so more people can get involved. And we also used to do boot camps at a cheaper rate so more people can get involved. So we had different tiers and different levels, but main core product was the one-to-one PT, which was catered towards that demographic. Everything else outside that, all ages, For example, we've partnered with a football academy and I train their boys and girls team once a month. The main focus is not only building and maintaining their fitness, but also to educate them about the importance of rest, nutrition, and the importance of exercise. So the things you're doing outside of just kicking the ball around. And that's from under fives up to under 15. So it's quite ageless, right? It's quite limitless. But if you want to make money at a certain degree, yes, that's our core demographic, 28 plus.
Sure. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. And in terms of moving forward the business, obviously it sounds like you've got a few different strings and different parts of the business. What are your aspirations for the business in the next 5 years?
Again, it's about inspiring people. How can I expose the brand even more? Would I want to create a team that solely focuses on YouTube, for example? We might dive into that, but I think the key thing for me is being able to get my own private studio and develop it in the style and flair that I see fit, that will work best for my demographic. So having my own studio within the next 2-3 years would be awesome. I'm leaning towards that, building a team, and then hopefully taking it nationally and then into a national level, going from there. So the world is my oyster, but first and foremost, being realistic, having a studio in central London would be the goal.
Okay, excellent. And on the other side of that, what are the challenges that you see for the industry?
Um, the challenges would be it's a saturated market. There's a lot of PTs, a lot of fitness instructors. Again, not everyone can afford personal training, so the price point is extremely competitive, and there's only so high we can charge without coming out of a certain pool of demographic, right? So we have to be careful of that as well. I guess the challenges is we got to pay double rent, we got to pay rent to service our clients, then we got to pay rent for on our mortgage to live and survive. So it's more of the financial element, if anything, when it comes to personal training. How do you scale that? Hence why I lean towards forming a brand in the company where it's bigger than just me, as much as my name's slapped all over it. So I guess it's about just growing the brand and getting a team under you that you can afford to help you grow your business. That's the challenge, just building that team and spending money on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Building it so that yeah, it's not just you, you're not the only bottleneck. It's only so many hours that you can work, and fair
Exactly.
enough. And obviously you've been doing it now for 4 years or so. What would you say has been the biggest learning in that time?
Good question. I think it's just down to the self-belief. I've learned from a few years back, maybe early on, that you can't always doubt yourself. Sometimes you've just got to roll with the punches and take the route that you feel is stronger, and fight that battle in your head. So you have to be your biggest cheerleader, and you have to have belief in what you're bringing to the market. Because if you don't believe in it, how do you expect someone else to believe in it and buying your product, right? So if you start from having the self-belief and knowingness to wanting to deliver a product that there's demand for, then what will come next will come next. As long as you stay on your vision and your path and you understand what the plan is in front of you, you can deviate a lot off a little bit, but again, it's about adapting to the times and the environment and the situation. As long as you understand, okay, I believe in my brand, this is what I can deliver, and I know it's a good product, people will invest in it. If not, then they're just not for you, but the right people will be attracted to your message if you stay true and strong to that. Yeah.
Indeed, I agree completely. And what's the source of inspiration behind everything for you?
If it was to really get sort of deep, I've always been good at customer service. I've always wanted to help people, right? I'll be that individual where from a glance I might look like the big bad wolf, but deep inside I'm as soft as a kitten, so I'll help the old lady across the street, I'll keep that door open. I just like to see people win, and it's a huge boost of achievement and gratitude and humbleness and honesty when I see people go from point A to point B where they didn't believe in themselves. So for me, it's more about the mindset than it is the physical. That's quite secondary to me. I like to see someone's mind develop and say, you know what, I wouldn't have done that without you. But because you believed in me, I was able to do that. Now they believe in themselves to want to do more. So that's where the sort of inspiration comes from. And if I was just to track back a little bit, there was a time where, lo and behold, I hand on heart, I wasn't drinking, but I fell asleep at the wheel. And before you know it, I've hit the center reservation with a mate who's there with me. And I didn't even know we hit. He woke me up. I woke up, the car still going, there's airbags, glass everywhere. And in that instant, I said, life can be taken at a minute. Got to live with no regrets, you know? So step forward and just stay true to what you believe in, and positivity will rain on you because it all attracts, it's all magnetized. So you give out good and it should come back to you. And I've just been good for people and helping them. That's my inspiration, you know?
Great stuff. I like it. And so, as a final thing, is there any sort of news or offer you'd like to share with the audience on that note?
If you didn't know, I've been working with Red Bull UK for the last 4 years, training their employees, which is a huge achievement, and they believe in the brand and the product. Alongside Red Bull Racing Esports, working with professional gamers. So that's a new market that we're sort of tapping in a little bit, which is the esports of professional gaming. And I'm proud to be a part of that situation. And as it's the 4th year, I'm not sure when this will be aired, but we are offering 40% off everything, which is extremely rare and exclusive and a one-off, because we don't do discounts here, but we're offering that because it's 4 years strong, and that's only going to go up until the 4th of June. So that's 40% off the online coaching, sportswear, and the PT as well, which is extremely rare. So if you're interested, just head to our website or drop me a DM on any socials. And if the spots are available for the one-to-one stuff, then you can take it up. But online coaching, sportswear is quite unlimited until the 4th of June.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for that. It's been great to find out what you do, and enjoyed the inspiration and reasons and sort of mindset behind it as well. So thank you very much, Lewis.
I appreciate it, mate. Thank you, Ed. Thank you so much. And thank you to anyone who's stayed long enough to listen.